June 25th, 2009, will be a day that forever holds a weight in my heart. Michael Jackson was not just a performer, but regarded in the highest means possible as a dancer, a singer, an entertainer, a humanitarian, and most notably, the king of pop. As a young woman in my early 20s, it's probably shocking to hear my expression of deep sadness toward the man's death, but he was more than just an entertainer to me. He was my whole childhood. I grew up listening to his music, dancing and singing around my childhood home with my sisters, my parents, and even some of my closest friends. He's a man who reminded me of my grandmother and how she would sing to me his music with her sweet, angelic voice, so his death hits me harder than the average person, as if he were a member of my own family. I always loved watching his live performances. I remember it was nearly a weekly tradition. Every Friday night, my sister and I would set up sleeping bags in the living room and fall asleep watching Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary concert. This celebration covered Michael's life, and he performed all of his music starting from number one hits as a child with the Jackson 5, and even his at the time newly released music. He truly was such an incredible performer. I will mostly miss his music, as it played the biggest role in my life and is one of the things I loved about him. What I loved mostly, though, was his humanitarian efforts. Michael Jackson released a song in January of 1988 called Man in the Mirror, and another, Heal the World, on November 23rd, 1992, urging humanity to take better care of one another. An article by HuffPost writes of Jackson's seemingly forgotten philanthropy and mentions the over $300 million to charities he donated to, including the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, the NAACP, UNICEF, and the Red Cross. He was even cited in 2000 as the Guinness Book of World Records most philanthropic pop star. From childhood, Michael was not only a giving person, but he was a star from the get-go. At just 5 years old, he joined his brother's band, the Jackson 5, which later turned into the Jacksons, and really set his career ablaze. Michael later broke off from the band and continued on as a solo artist who amazed the world with his talent. He continued on with his music all the way up until 50 years old when he tragically passed from a heart attack, leaving behind his three children, Prince, Paris, and BG. His brothers, Jermaine, Marlon, Randy, Jackie, and Tito, along with his sisters, Janet and Latoya, and his mother, Catherine, also remain and miss him dearly. There's not enough that can be said about Michael Jackson, and I hope the world is able to appreciate the wonder and the creativity he was able to bring to life. He was truly an artist to his core, and I'm sure the world will never see talent like his again. May he rest in the sweetest peace.